Now you might be wondering, how am I going to be able to come to church on Sunday morning? The answer to that question is that you can drive yourself, or you can walk, or use a teleportation device. Another question you might be wondering is, which of the two services do I go to? We have a special two services that are going on Sunday mornings, one at 9:15 in the morning and one at 11 a.m. in the morning, for those of you that may like to sleep in, or those of you who may be a little bit more early risers. For me personally, I'm more of an 11 a.m. kind of guy. So I'm going to RSVP using my internet device known as my phone and make sure that I can get there for the 11 o'clock service. And done. I am now set to go to the 11 o'clock service. If you do not have an ability to do that online, you can call the church office and we will be able to help you RSVP for the service. I just arrived on a Sunday morning service and I am super excited to get to church. But as you can see, this entrance down here to the Blessings Cafe is closed with signs that say, please use the main entry. So I'm going to go upstairs to make sure that I come into the main entrance of the church. Why don't you come along with me? Okay, now that we're right here, we're about to come into the church, which means we need to make sure that we wear our masks when we come in and when we come out. So when you get to this point on a Sunday morning, be sure to put your mask on. Also, when you walk in to the church building, there are going to be ushers here armed with these. These are not dangerous weapons, they are safe weapons. They are temperature guns that when they shoot you, you specifically will be able to get your temperature recorded, so that we can make sure that everyone coming in does not have a fever. So I'm going to check my own temperature right now. My temperature reads specifically 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which means I don't have a fever, which means I can come into the church. Let me be very clear. If you wake up on a Sunday morning and you are not feeling well, if you have a fever, or if you have any conditions, whatever, that would make you sick, please do not come to church in the morning. We have a live stream going on our Facebook page, and you can join us through that technologically. But if you don't have a fever, you can come in, you can expect to get a screening from a temperature gun by ushers here that will be able to help you come into the building and for us to be able to worship together safely. So I just walked into the church building and I have my mask on and I'm ready to go into the lobby. There's a couple of things to be aware of when we come into the lobby. The first thing is that we have hand sanitizers cleverly placed at both the entrance of the church and at the entrance into the sanctuary. We encourage you to grab some hand sanitizer along the way. Other thing to be aware of is that if you are giving your tithes and offerings, like I'm going to be doing here, you could put your tithes and offerings into the offering box here. We will not be passing out offering plates during the service. So put your offerings in there. Other thing is that on Communion Sundays, we are going to have little communion cups here. We will not be passing out communion plates, but instead, we've got a 2-for-1 deal here where you can peel the top layer off of the communion cup, and that is how you get the bread. After you get the bread, you can peel off another layer to be able to get the cup. So that's how we're going to be doing communion on the new Sundays. Other thing is that we have water bottles that are going to be located down by the drinking fountain. The drinking fountain is going to be closed for the time being, but there are water bottles for you to be able to use if you need them. Or bring your own water bottle. Other things is that the nursery for the time being is going to be closed so that we can keep families together. With that being said, if there are nursing mothers that need to take their children out for whatever reason or to change a diaper, the nursery will be open for that specific purpose. So you are fully allowed and we encourage you to do that. Also, the bathrooms are going to be open. If you have to use the bathroom, please do use the bathroom. So I am now walking into the sanctuary of our church, and there's another hand sanitizer station in the entrance to our sanctuary. So we encourage you to grab more of that. Now, we will show you that there are yellow ropes located on every other pew throughout the whole sanctuary. That is so that we can space out our pews so that we are able to maintain a 6 feet social distancing. With that, we encourage you to not touch the ropes. We will be moving the ropes over so that in the next service, there will be different pews that will be used so that people are not sharing the same pews. You will walk in, an usher will guide you down to the front of the church, and we will seat people from the front going back. So, when you go down and you sit down in your pew, like I am going to be here, While you're walking in, we ask you to wear a mask, and while you're walking out, we ask you to wear a mask. But for when you sit down in your pew, you may take off your mask. We are allowing us to do that because that is what the health department specifically has said is an effective way to handle religious services specifically. And with that, there might be some people that still might feel a little uncomfortable with taking off their mask inside of a room with this many people. And we understand that. People spray a lot. It's kind of weird. And so we're encouraging you with an extra mask specifically only section. Over on this side of the sanctuary, there is going to be a spot where only people are going to be sitting where they wish to wear masks the whole time. If you feel more comfortable with that than just sitting in the rest of the sections, we encourage you to talk to your usher and ask your usher to escort you specifically to that side of the sanctuary. Also, there is going to be no paper handouts during church service for right now. We are not going to be handing out bulletins. We're not going to be handing out kid sheets. You can find that stuff on our website. You can find it through our emails, and you can find the kids stuff on the kids' Facebook page as well. So I was able to participate in our first Sunday morning service coming back together since March. And so I was probably moved to tears about 3 different times. But at this point, it is time for us to leave. And so with that, we ask you to put your mask on before you leave the sanctuary. We ask you to put it on and wear it walking in. You can take it off when you're sat down, but you put it back on before you go and leave. And then you will wait for an usher to let you know when it's time to leave, as an usher has just told me that it's time to leave. We ask you to leave and to go out into the parking lot because we are going to be cleaning in between the 2 services. So the quicker that we can get people out, the more effective we can be in cleaning down, wiping down all the pews and moving the ropes so that we can keep people in a safe and secure worshiping space. With that, there are lots of people that I know that you want to be able to talk to and say hi to. Some people we haven't seen since March, and so we encourage you to do that. We encourage you to do that outside so that we can make sure that we can be clean in here and that we can protect our people while worshiping together. Wait a second. Why is this table still here? Why is it here now? I can't go down to the gym or the Blessings Cafe or even to downstairs. That's a great question. And our answer to that is that for the time being, we are closing down that part of the building. So if you want to be able to get a nice cup of coffee, we encourage you to bring some in beforehand. If you want to be able to play basketball or something, we encourage you to do that somewhere else outside of the church building. And so with that, another important reminder is that children's ministry during the Sunday morning service is going to be temporarily closed down. So if you're bringing in your kids, bring them into the service with you. And with that, that is all the information that we have to be able to share with you at this time. If you have any questions, please contact one of our pastors or contact the church office or your deacon specifically. And with that, we look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning.